Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with the DRF Race of the Day for Thursday, February the 17th. It's race number 7 at Gulfstream Park. We're going a mile on the turf. These are Florida-bred fillies and mares, a $16,000 optional claiming race, entry-level allowance condition. Let's take a look at this field. You can download free Formulator past performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them and handicap along with me, and when you've made your final determinations, you can play this race and the entire Gulfstream card with your DRF Bets account, which includes free Formulator past performances. Let's kick things off with the Timeform US pace projector. I completely agree with Timeform US. I think there's a chance this pace could be fast. I think the two horses that should be pushing the pace are the 4 Senseless Drama, and perhaps the key to the pace and the race, the 3 Nurse Judy, a horse that's stretching out for the first time and adding blinkers and can certainly be keyed up leaving the stalls. The prospect of a fast pace works well for horses with stalking or closing ability. One of them is Lady J. We're going to watch Lady J's most recent start at Gulfstream over this distance against this class of competition. She runs a good second. She tracked in between horses on the backstretch, angled 3 wide, turning for home, made the lead, and is just run down late by a closer. This race has not come back very strong just yet, and Lady J did finish behind a couple of these horses 2 starts back. I'm willing to give her a little bit of an excuse 2 back, and that she was wide and that the winner saved a lot more ground. Could be a different story this time around. Breaking from the rail with a short run going into the first turn, Lady J might take up a prime tracking position. Pace tracking, ground saving trip perhaps for Lady J, 5-1 on the morning line. Paco Lopez is aboard. Causing a Hullabaloo is up next. 3rd start of the form cycle for the excellent Mark Cassie Barn, and this one just underperformed in the race we just showed you. She was 5th in the Lady J replay. She pushed the pace that day and tired. It was a bit of a disappointing performance considering 2 starts back. She ran so well behind Looking Like a Queen, who's also in this race. Maybe she bounced. Her race 2 starts back, the good one, was her first race off a 2-month layoff or so. Maybe the last race came back a little bit quick. I do respect this barn. I think she has a little bit more tactical speed. Maybe she did the dirty work, pushing the pace last time out in a race that went to closers. She has shown the ability to rate and finish, and I think that's the plan for Maciel Jaramillo this time around. Nurse Judy is the number 3. Nurse Judy stretching out in distance, adding blinkers. She has been very popular at the claim box recently. She has been claimed in 4 out of her last 5 races. She's now with trainer Bob DeBona. Her last 2 turf races, 2 and 4 starts back. Go into your Formulator race replays, click on the short comment, and watch the replays. She had trouble in both of those races. A poor start 2 starts back, and then 4 starts back, some trouble at a crucial point in the race. Her other synthetic races are solid. Distance, distance, distance. That's the main worry for me, as she's going to face perhaps a bit of pace pressure in the form of the 4 Senseless Drama. Senseless Drama seems like a very well-spotted mare. $35,000 open race last time out, going a mile on the turf. She probably went a little bit too fast, opening up a big lead on the backstretch before tiring, beaten only 3 lengths. She seems to fit at this Florida-bred level, and she has a positive Formulator fact in her corner. This barn with horses in turf routes moving from claiming to allowance races, 3 for a last 11, $7.47 return on investment. Senseless Drama has not been finishing off her races recently. I thought her start 2 starts back, where she earned a 77 buyer against open entry-level horses, was promising because she was on a pretty fast and contested pace that went to closers, and she was hanging in there until the very end. She hasn't been finishing them off. She might have to deal with the number 3 early, but I think she's a prime contender. Super All-Star, the number 5. Last time out made her first start off about a 2.5 month layoff, and I wasn't sure whether to be disappointed or heartened by the effort. All in all, it was a good trip for Cassie. She saved ground in the pocket. She came outside turning for home. It looked like she was off the bridle with a 1/4 mile to run, and yet she stayed on and she grinded and she grinded, and she was beaten less than a length and a half. Perhaps she can improve in her second start of the form cycle. It is worth noting she was listed as a vet scratch on January the 20th, and it's taken her almost a month to get back into the entries. Looking like a queen. May want to take her last race with several grains of salt. Off the claim, they ran her on the Tapeta. It was a race that didn't have a lot of pace, and she tried to rally from out of it. That's one, perhaps, excuse. Two is, I just simply think she's a better turf horse than a synthetic one. And three, that was a good field of open starter allowance foes she was in against. The winner came back to run third at that level with a 68 Beyer speed figure. Looking like a queen, took advantage of a solid pace 2 starts back to beat several of these horses. She might get a good pace again. Javier Castellano takes the mount 4-1 on a 7-time winner who should be running late. You might not want to sleep on the 7 Starship Nana, who's up next. This is a very lightly raced filly. Heck, she's still eligible for a non-winners of 2 life condition, but she has a strong pedigree and she's not exposed. I don't think we've seen her best. She is a half-sister to Sham Rocket, who is a stakes winner on turf, going 1.5 miles. She is by Mineshaft, Horse of the Year, certainly a distance pedigree, and Starship Nana is now going to stretch out around 2 turns for the first time in her third start off a short layoff. Her one and only race on turf she was in against a very good field. The winner of that race came back to run second in a starter allowance with a 78 Beyer, and then was second in an open stakes race on the turf with an 80 Beyer. So she's faced good competition, she has stretch out tactical speed, and she's not exposed. 15-1 for this well-bred filly. Trailing the field in the entries is the number 8, Isla Bonita. She's breaking from post position 8, and that means she might have to deal with a wide run going into the first turn. She's run on synthetic in her last 3 races, and I just think she's better on turf, and I think this barn's figured it out. They ran her on turf a couple of times off the claim, then they ran her on synth. I think she was just a little bit close to the pace last time out. The trip was there all in all. She didn't fire home late. It was a synthetic surface. She was down inside. I think on the Tapeta you want to be more on the outside. This pace is fast. She's going to run on late. Tyler Gaffalione takes them out. 5-1 on the morning line. I prefer her underneath in single race exotics. I'm hoping the trip works out for my top pick. Lady J, the number 1. I think she can save ground behind the pace. I think she can turn the tables on Looking Like a Queen. I'm very interested in what we get from Super All-Star. I think she's going to appreciate more distance down the road, but I think she could get a good setup and might take a step forward in her second start of the form cycle. We'll see if we get the 5-1 on the morning line. Lady J possesses, she's my top pick in the Thursday race of the day. Good luck.